Watch this cheese pull. Alright, 10 miles at like a 10-minute pace. It's gonna be a great day. Also, do you guys think that I'm sweating enough to believe that I've run 10 miles this morning? I don't know. Happy Tuesday. How are we doing? It's a beautiful day. And I got a great question yesterday. Okay, so the question that I got yesterday was, what advice would I have for young content creators who just want to get into it, how that you want to start making videos? I've been asked this before, never really had an answer, but now I think I have one. Watch this cheese pull. That's some good stuff. The definition of creativity is the use of imagination or original ideas, especially in the production of an artistic work. I think that that is the number one thing you have to think about when you want to start making videos. What are you going to do that's creative using your imagination and different from what every other person you are around you is doing? All right, so once you have that thing that's going to separate you from whatever else everyone is doing around you, then it's time to start creating. You have to be consistent with this stuff, right? You have to make a ton of videos. You have to make so many videos that you forget that you even made videos when they come back up and people are interacting with them a year later. Which means coming up with a lot of ideas and a lot of different concepts, which is why you always revert back to point number one: creativity, using your imagination, using the fun part of your brain to come up with something that no one's ever seen before, or if they have, giving it your own little shake, doing your own little thing to it. Which kind of brings me to my next point. Make shit that you want to watch. If you don't want to watch your own content, why the hell will anyone else want to watch it? Make the videos that you would go back after uploading and smile. Yesterday my buddy Mike on his live stream was talking about how he made a race video from Sydney Marathon and he threw it on the TV after it was published and uploaded. That is great. You want to be able to go back and say, wow, I did something really rad and I made a sick video about it. I'm gonna go watch it. Something that I think is so underrated is also just going and watching other content that you enjoy, different genres of content, thinking through the content that you're watching, right? When you're watching a video that, let's say, Believe in the Run posted, thinking, how did they make that transition? How did they make the script get from point A to point B to the finale? How did Carl, overlay this video of Thomas running while you hear Megan talking in the background? Stuff like that. Super important. Hyper-analyze other people's content and take what you like from it. Well, don't take it, don't steal it, obviously, but become influenced by it, right? Become a student of the video. And in many respects, it's just like running, right? Whenever I'm running and I feel myself getting sloppy with the way that I feel like I look while I'm running, I'll go and watch some pros run and I'll be like, oh, I like the way that they're talking about lifting their knees or talking about how their foot strike is going and stuff. It's just like that, but with making videos. Watch it, take away what you need to hear, and then have fun with it, man. I'm just sitting here editing this video and I totally forgot one of the things. Do not go and spend a ton of money on camera gear, microphones, tripods, editing software. Do the first 6 months as cheap as you can do it, basically free. If you're making Instagram and TikTok content, even YouTube content, you can use your phone. This thing is insane. This phone has a better camera on it than half the cameras they used to make movies in the 60s. So yeah, this thing in your pocket will do you justice. 2, you can download apps to edit for free. If it's an iPhone, you have iMovie. If you have an iPad or iMac, you can use iMovie. You could use CapCut, even though they steal all of your data. There's so many options. Do not invest a ton of money until you realize that this is something that you really want to do, because I do fear that so many people start videos, podcasts, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you name it, and they stop after 6 months. And there's nothing wrong with that. That creative, going back to the beginning, that creative bubble, that using your brain in a creative fashion, day in, day out, gets exhausting, tiring, and sometimes you just can't keep up with it. That's okay. But don't sink thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into this before you know that. I've seen too many people do it. All right, back to the video. And last but not least, and this is the most important piece of advice I have. Do not get discouraged. There's gonna be plenty of times where people do not fall head over heels for the content that you make, whether they didn't see it, they didn't watch more than 4 seconds of it, they didn't vibe with it. That's okay, because at the end of the day, you made something that you loved and you cared about, and you felt powerful enough to post that on the internet and allow the rest of the world to see it. Good on you. That's awesome. That's super rad, and you did that. You might have a joke that just didn't hit. It's okay. You get to come back and do it again tomorrow. You even can do it in the same day. This kind of idea that like there's a finite amount of content that you get to make is crazy. You can make as much or as little as you want. As long as you're staying consistent, having fun, and loving your own content and loving the process of making it, you're gonna keep uploading those videos and you're gonna find success. I think that the first 2 years of uploading onto Instagram and TikTok, where like, yeah, there was some really high highs in there, there were also some really low lows where I would start to see myself getting away from, you know, making stuff that I actually loved because I knew that it would do better or perform better. And it made me sad. So I'm back to just making stuff that makes me happy. And sometimes that comes in the form of only 3 videos that week. That's okay. That's still consistency, Pete. You're still showing up for the people that want to see you in your life. I need to pack. Look at this. 4:53:25. That time's going down. It's only a matter of time before that time is no more. I need to pack because I am going with Tik to New Jersey because we have a family wedding. One of my best friends from childhood, we've been family friends forever, they're getting married. That's exciting. So, it's only a 4-day trip, so really, I don't need much. And I'm staying at my parents' house and they have half my clothes still since, well, basically, when I first started doing influencing, or whatever you call this thing that I do, I lived there still because it was the pandemic, and half the companies I work with still have that address. So I left a lot of the clothes that I've never worn there, and I just wear them when I go home. I know, consumerism, bad thing. But when traveling, very nice thing. Bag packed, shoes to donate. Bag packed, shoes to donate, ready to go.